It's time once again to Ask Dr. Science. So let's ask Dr. Science.
That's me.
Remember, he knows more than you do.
That's right.
Karen Sheridan from Woodland Park, Colorado writes, Dear Dr. Science, you're driving down the highway behind a vehicle that's doing only 50 miles per hour. When you try to pass this vehicle, it speeds up to keep pace with you. Even if you're now going 100 miles per hour, you still can't seem to pass this car. What's going on?
Every slow-moving car emits a force field that extends from the rear bumper of the car back to the car directly behind it. When you accelerate and approach the slow-moving car, you compress that field. De Soto's third law demands that a decrease in bumper force field size be compensated by an increase in axle rotation. So stop blaming the other guy. It's you who's in the driver's seat.
Thank you, Dr. Science. Send your science questions to Ask Dr. Science. Remember, he's not a real doctor.
I have a master's degree
In science.
Produced by Duck's Breath and distributed by PRI, Public Radio International. For information about the new Dr. Science Get Smart Kit, including his new compact disc with screensaver for PCs and an honorary master's degree mousepad, call 800-989-DUCK or visit us on the web at www.drscience.com.
It's time once again to Ask Dr. Science. So let's ask Dr. Science.
That's me.
Remember, he knows more than you do.
That's right.
Bob Moore from Silver Lake, California writes, Dear Dr. Science, the 19th century American composer Charles Griffiths wrote a piece called Three-Tone Pictures, which compares to Chopin's Preludes No. 14, 16, and 22. Griffiths wrote his pieces almost 20 years after Chopin. Is this a coincidence?
I find the prediction of Ravel much more prominent in those pieces than the echo of Chopin. Of course, everyone knows that all music's written by 6 guys in a back room of New York City's 42nd Street. This tune factory, called ASCAP, or Automated Sound Composing as if it were various people, is descended from the Egyptian pharaotic cult of BMI, or Beings of Might and Industry, which was actually space aliens who gave us both the pyramids and Leonard Nimoy. The main function of music in our culture is to distract us from our own unhappiness, to keep us subservient consumers of melodies other than our own. If I were you, I'd spend less time focusing on the tunes of yesteryear and more on the noises inside my own head.
Thank you, Dr. Science. Send your science questions to Ask Dr. Science. Remember, he's not a real doctor.
I have a master's degree
In science.
Produced by Duck's Breath. To order the Dr. Science book, 800-989-DUCK.
And to Ask Dr. Science. So let's ask Dr. Science.
That's me.
Remember, he knows more than you do.
That's right.
Tammy Baker from Columbus, South Carolina writes, Dear Dr. Science, my son is threatening to clone himself. What should I say to him?
Tell him he'd be violating federal law and would spend the rest of his life in prison, leaving you alone and helpless with a young clone to raise. You leave out some pertinent data. Why does he want a clone? To do his homework for him while he's off listening to Chumbawamba with his worthless friends? Well, if that's the case, throw him in jail and hope you have better luck with the clone. Seriously, cloning should only be done as a hobby. It's what I do alone on a winter's night if I can't find a jigsaw puzzle. But using clones to get out of work, well, that's a violation of ethics. That's why God gave us lab assistants.
Thank you, Dr. Science. Send your science questions to Ask Dr. Science. Remember, he's not a real doctor.
I have a master's degree
In science. It's time once again to Ask Dr. Science. So let's ask Dr. Science.
That's me.
Remember, he knows more than you do.
That's right.
Marlon Perkins from St. Louis, Missouri writes, Dear Dr. Science, do helicopters eat their young?
Of course not. Helicopters are the best of parents and display an almost sickening attachment to their offspring. Unlike human parents who plaster a baby on board sticker on their car and feel they've done their job protecting their young, helicopter parents never leave the side of their children until they've left the heliport. Perhaps as a result of all this overprotectiveness, helicopters have a hard time surviving once they've reached maturity. They're exceedingly self-destructive not only to themselves but to their inhabitants. You couldn't get me to ride in a helicopter. No, I'd sooner stick my head in a centrifuge than put myself in one of those whirly birds. Why do you think they call them choppers, huh?
Thank you, Dr. Science. Send your science questions to Ask Dr. Science. Remember, he's not a real doctor.
I have a master's degree
In science. It's time once again to Ask Dr. Science. So let's ask Dr. Science.
That's me.
Remember, he knows more than you do.
That's right.
Anne Freeman from Colorado Springs, Colorado writes, Dear Dr. Science, I recently fell asleep during a lecture in my art history class. The last thing I remember, the professor was droning on about Impressionists and Expressionists. We have a test at the end of the week. Can you help me?
Glad to help out. The Impressionists were Frenchmen and women who couldn't paint very well. They reasoned they had two choices. They could go back to school and learn to paint well, or they could hire a public relations firm to push their style as an improvement on the art scene. They chose the latter. The Expressionists were Russian exhibitionists who painted even more poorly than the French did. There were no public relations agencies in Russia at the time, but there were plenty of Red Army members. So one month they persuaded the Tsarist government to give one of their paintings to each soldier in lieu of pay. The Russian Revolution happened just the next month.
Thank you, Dr. Science. Send your science questions to Ask Dr. Science. Remember, he's not a real doctor.
I have a master's degree
In science.
Produced by Duck's Breath. To order the Dr. Science Smug Mug, call 800-989-DUCK.
It's time once again to Ask Dr. Science. So let's ask Dr. Science.
That's me.
Remember, he knows more than you do.
That's right.
Mike Crossley from Fremont, California writes, Dear Dr. Science, in Star Trek, the Starship Enterprise is powered by combining matter and antimatter. What is antimatter anyway?
Antimatter is to matter, as your antiperspirant is to unpleasant and unsightly perspiration. Just as a good underarm deodorant removes embarrassing stains and telltale body odor, so does antimatter in the engines of the Starship Enterprise allow Captain Kirk and crew to leap from embarrassing and dangerous situations by going into hyperspace, where hokey video effects suspend the laws of space and time long enough to get the scriptwriters out of a jam and into a commercial interruption. So that's what antimatter really is. Just another excuse for somebody to sell you something.
Thank you, Dr. Science. Send your science questions to Ask Dr. Science. Remember, he's not a real doctor.
I have a master's degree
In science. It's time once again to Ask Dr. Science. So let's ask Dr. Science.
That's me.
Remember, he knows more than you do.
That's right.
R. Bowen from Royal Oak, Michigan writes, Dear Dr. Science, what goes through the minds of the smart bombs the last few seconds before they obliterate themselves? Do they resent us?
Of course they do. In fact, smart bombs are mainly composed of solidified resentment, a hard brown substance which the Germans called Schmerz, the French call ennui, and the Irish call life. Indeed, most smart bombs are manufactured in Ireland, where the resentment against the British that's built up over the centuries is finally put to good use. The smartest of smart bombs are the poets, who skillfully spin out beautiful verse during their free fall toward self-destruction. When they do explode, they do so as privately as possible to minimize damage to anyone but themselves. After purchasing them from the Irish, we modify them by removing their artistic sensibility, turning them into dumber, less sensitive performers. In short, into Americans.
Thank you, Dr. Science. Send your science questions to Ask Dr. Science. Remember, he's not a real doctor.
I have a master's degree
In science. It's
It's time once again to Ask Dr. Science. So let's ask Dr. Science.
That's me.
Remember, he knows more than you do.
That's right.
Dear Dr. Science, writes Tommy Murphy from San Jose, California. Back in B.C., when they counted the years backwards, did they count the months and days backwards too?
Your ignorance appalls me. In the period of time referred to as B.C., or before calculus, no one could accurately keep track of the week or month. People were really, really stupid back then. Only the Romans had a chance at developing their collective IQ, and they were too busy dividing Gaul into 3 parts or fighting Visigoths to do much about it. It took the invention of the personal date book to awake the diarizing instinct. From there, it was only a short hop to the calendar quartz LCD watch. So no, they didn't count the weeks and months backwards too, because they didn't know how to count forwards, much less backwards. And I might point out they were foreigners, if that means anything to you.
Thank you, Dr. Science. Send your science questions to Ask Dr. Science. Remember, he's not a real doctor.
I have a master's degree
In science.
Produced by Duck's Breath and distributed by PRI, Public Radio International. For information about the new Dr. Science CD and Master's Degree Mousepad, call 800-989-DUCK.
It's time once again to Ask Dr. Science. So let's ask Dr. Science.
That's me.
Remember, he knows more than you do.
That's right.
Jean-Claude Artaud from Boulder, Colorado writes, Dear Dr. Science, when does a glass contain more beer? When it's half full or half empty?
Beer glasses share a topographic quirk with the Mobius strip and the 7-Eleven Big Gulp. They can contain a virtually unlimited supply of any liquid and can never be completely empty or full. These glasses are much in demand by budget-conscious alcoholics who know their higher mathematics. Like the optimist who perceives half a glass of beer to be half full, these tipsy topologists hide from the grim, ugly reality of their lives. Their Pollyannish optimism makes this scientist want to puke.
Thank you, Dr. Science. Send your science questions to Ask Dr. Science. Remember, he's not a real doctor.
I have a master's degree
In science. It's time once again to Ask Dr. Science. So let's ask Dr. Science.
That's me.
Remember, he knows more than you do.
That's right.
Jennifer Killam, or Kylam, age 9, from Long Prairie, Minnesota, writes, Dear Dr. Science, why does cauliflower look like a big tree? And when you break it, it looks like a little tree.
Scientists have to learn to discriminate between subjective, or imaginary, and objective, or real, observations. Your observation, Jennifer, that cauliflower looks like a tree is subjective. I, on the other hand, think that cauliflower looks like a brainstem. My observation is objective, and therefore true. You may have the makings of a poet or an astrologer, but I'd advise you to avoid science unless you can get a handle on this objective-subjective thing. Oh, and these smaller pieces look like smaller trees because they're smaller.
Thank you, Dr. Science. Send your science questions to Ask Dr. Science. Remember, he's not a real doctor.
I have a master's degree
In science. It's time once again to Ask Dr. Science. So let's ask Dr. Science.
That's me.
Remember, he knows more than you do.
That's right.
Bill Pelkey from Des Moines, Washington writes, Dear Dr. Science, why do fish smell?
Why do people see? Why does a dog hear? For self-preservation. Living in the murky depths, fish have developed an acute sense of smell, enabling them to tell the disgusting-looking lumps they call food from other disgusting-looking lumps like industrial waste or rocks. Fish use their sense of smell to recognize locations. This is how salmon know how to swim upstream where they were born, instead of up the drainage duct from the chemical plant. If I have misunderstood your question and you wanted to know why a dead fish per se emits a bad smell, well, the answer is the same. It's a survival trait, not to help the dead fish, but to help all fish kind. The dead fish is sending out a strong signal that says, hey, there's something bad over here that kills fish. Look out.
Thank you, Dr. Science. Send your science questions to Ask Dr. Science. Remember, he's not a real doctor.
I have a master's degree
In science. It's time once again to Ask Dr. Science. So let's ask Dr. Science.
That's me.
Remember, he knows more than you do.
That's right.
Chris Ecrier from Flagstaff, Arizona writes, Dear Dr. Science, why is it that when I'm out with a beautiful woman, all the women we meet are friendly and sweet, and when I'm alone, they look at me as if I were a Gila monster?
Women have perfected a cloaking device like the one the Klingons use in Star Trek. But instead of making your starship invisible, it makes your date look like a combination of Tom Cruise and Paul Newman with the brains of Carl Sagan. The Dr. Science model has not been perfected yet. No woman wants to be seen dating a Gila monster, so this device protects her pride. When other women you meet appear to be friendly and sweet, they're actually attempting to cut through the camouflage, much the way the police keep a kidnapper on the phone to trace the call. It's all an involved female science, and you shouldn't mess with it. Just be thankful beautiful women will go out with you in the first place.
Thank you, Dr. Science. Send your science questions to Ask Dr. Science. Remember, he's not a real doctor.
I have a master's degree
In science.